Welcome to the deep dive. We're diving into the future of real estate today. You're obviously interested in what's coming next, and we've got some great insights for you from an industry expert, Josias Choke. He's featured on a podcast called The Future of Real Estate: Innovation, Technology, and Smart Investments. And it's from propertiEZ.co.za. And I bet you remember the days of circling listings in newspapers
Yeah.
and driving all over town just to go to open houses, right? Well, get ready because we're talking AI-powered searches, virtual tours, even blockchain transactions. This is a whole new world.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast things are changing. propertiEZ.co.za is a great example of a company that's really embracing this digital shift, making the entire real estate process faster, more transparent, and so much more accessible. You can browse properties online, you can take virtual tours from your couch, you can even get AI-powered recommendations for properties that fit your needs. It's pretty incredible.
Okay, so let's say I'm looking for a new place. What does this AI-powered search actually look like? Does it just take my basic preferences, like the number of bedrooms and bathrooms? Or can it really dive deeper than that?
Oh, it goes way beyond just bedrooms and bathrooms. Imagine, the AI looking at your browsing history, your commute patterns, maybe even your social media activity, to really understand your lifestyle and your preferences. It could suggest properties with features you didn't even realize you wanted, like, let's say, a home office that's soundproof, or a backyard that's perfect for barbecues. It's really all about anticipating your needs and showing you options that really fit your lifestyle.
Wow, that's impressive. And speaking of feeling futuristic, let's talk about smart homes. Josiah's talked a lot about how they're becoming the new standard, with things like lights that adjust to your mood and temperatures that anticipate your comfort. It all sounds very Jetsons-esque.
Yeah, it's not science fiction anymore. Developers are actually building these smart features right into homes. They're creating these spaces that are responsive and intuitive. Imagine a home that learns your preferences and adjusts the lighting, the temperature, even the music to set the perfect mood for any occasion. It's about seamlessly using technology to make you more comfortable.
That's amazing. Sounds like these smart features could really change the way we live. But all this tech talk, brings up another big one, blockchain. I'll admit, it's a term that still kind of throws me off a bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way. It can sound intimidating, but the way it works is actually pretty simple. Imagine a digital ledger that keeps track of every single transaction, making it impossible to change or fake any records. And when it comes to real estate, that means really secure transactions, transparent transactions, and really efficient transactions.
Okay, so it's like a super secure digital record of everything that happens. But how does that actually play out in a real estate transaction?
Well, think about smart contracts. These are contracts that basically execute themselves, and they're written right into the blockchain. So let's say you're buying a property. Once all the conditions are met, things like your mortgage approval, the property inspection, then that smart contract automatically triggers everything. The money gets transferred, the ownership changes hands, it cuts out the middleman, there's less paperwork, and the whole process just becomes much smoother and faster.
So it's not just about security then, it's about making the entire buying and selling process more efficient. No more waiting around for papers to be processed.
Exactly. And companies like propertiEZ.co.za are really exploring this, finding ways to add blockchain to their platforms. This could make buying and selling property even easier and more transparent. It gives both the buyer and the seller more peace of mind.
This is all mind-blowing. It really feels like we're stepping into a whole new era of real estate. And we haven't even touched on VR and AR yet. Josiah's really painted this vivid picture of putting on a VR headset and being able to walk through a property in a totally different city. Like, imagine skipping those long drives and actually experiencing the space as if you were really there.
And then there's augmented reality, right? Imagine being able to use your phone or tablet to see what renovations would look like before you even buy the place. You could see how different paint colors would look. You could try out different furniture arrangements. And you could even get a sense of how it would feel with an extension, It's all about giving buyers the tools to make really informed decisions.
So no more guessing games then, no more trying to imagine what a place could be. You can actually experience it before you commit to anything. That's pretty remarkable. It sounds like these technologies could really be game changers for both buyers and sellers.
Yeah, it really feels like VR and AR could bridge that gap between browsing online and actually being in a property. But, as amazing as all this technology is, I can't help but wonder about the human side of real estate. What happens to the real estate agent in this increasingly digital world?
That's a really good question. I think there's this idea that technology is going to completely replace real estate agents, but I actually think it's more about making their role even better. If AI can handle things like scheduling appointments and going through all the listings, that frees up the agents to focus on what they do best. Things like building relationships, giving expert advice, and guiding buyers and sellers through what can be a pretty complex process.
So it's not about replacing that human interaction, but more about making it even more meaningful and effective. Exactly. Technology can take care of the things that are really time-consuming and repetitive. And that lets agents put more of their time and energy into actually helping people. I think this creates a better experience for everyone.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's shift gears a bit and talk about another trend that Josias highlighted: sustainable housing. It seems like it's not just a niche market anymore. It's becoming like a core value that's shaping the whole industry.
Absolutely. Sustainable housing isn't just a trend anymore. It's like a fundamental shift in how we think about building and living in homes.
Hmm.
You see more and more people wanting homes that are energy efficient, homes that are built with the environment in mind, homes that are designed to have as little impact as possible.
Hmm.
Features like solar panels, rainwater systems, smart insulation, those are becoming so much more common, and buyers are willing to pay more for properties that align with those values.
It's interesting how those values are now driving investments, too. It seems like investors are starting to see that sustainable housing isn't just good for the planet, it's good for their wallets as well.
Yeah, it's a win-win, right? Properties that have those sustainable features tend to be worth more over time. They attract tenants who care about the environment. And in the long run, they save money on things like energy costs. Investors are realizing that sustainability isn't just a nice idea, it's a smart business move.
So we've got these smart homes, blockchain technology, VR, and this focus on sustainability. It's clear that the real estate landscape is changing really fast. But with all these advancements, there's one thing that Josiah's kept coming back to: data. He was really emphasizing that in this new era of real estate, data is king.
Yeah, data is completely changing how we buy, sell, and invest in real estate. We're moving away from just going with our gut feeling and moving towards making decisions based on data. AI and big data can look at market trends. They can predict how much a property will be worth in the future, and they can pinpoint the best locations with incredible accuracy. It's all about taking the guesswork out of it and making smarter decisions.
So it's not enough to just have access to all this data. You need to know how to actually use it to your advantage. Sounds like investors need to become pretty data savvy if they want to succeed in this new world.
Definitely. Being able to understand and work with data is becoming so important in real estate.
Investors need to be able to analyze the data to see the opportunities and to avoid the risks so they can make the right choices.
Exactly. And you know it's really cool? Platforms like propertiEZ.co.za are actually adding data analytics tools to their platforms. This makes it easier for everyone, investors and regular buyers, to make those smarter decisions.
It's amazing to see how technology can help people make better choices, whether they're buying their first home or building a whole real estate portfolio. But with all this talk about data and algorithms, I can't help but wonder about the potential downsides. Is there a risk that we could make existing inequalities in the housing market even worse?
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
It's really important to think about the ethical side of using AI and data in real estate. We need to make sure those algorithms are designed to be fair and that they don't accidentally create more problems or disadvantage certain groups. It's a conversation that the whole industry needs to be having.
I agree. We need to be open and honest about how we're using this technology. It's not just about embracing all the exciting possibilities, it's also about dealing with the potential challenges and making sure everyone benefits from these advancements.
I couldn't agree more. We need to be really mindful of how these technologies could impact people and make sure we're using them in a responsible and ethical way. In the end, technology should be used to create a real estate market that's fair and accessible for everybody.
Speaking of making things more equitable and accessible, another trend that Josiah's talked about was the rise of co-living spaces. It seems like a really fascinating concept, especially for young professionals and remote workers, people who really value flexibility and being part of a community. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Co-living is definitely a trend to keep an eye on. It's this modern type of housing where residents share common areas and amenities, but they still have their own private bedrooms or units. It's a more affordable option, it's flexible, and it comes with a built-in community, which is really appealing to millennials and Gen Z. Those are the generations who are looking for these different ways of living.
So it's more than just finding a place to sleep. It's about creating a sense of belonging.
Exactly. Co-living spaces give you that feeling of community and shared experience, which can be hard to find in a traditional apartment or rental. It's about having a more connected and fulfilling living experience.
It seems like co-living really speaks to that human need for connection, especially in a world that's becoming increasingly digital. It's interesting how these trends are reflecting those wider shifts in society and how we live our lives.
Absolutely. The way we live, the way we work, the way we connect with each other, it's all changing so fast. And the real estate industry is definitely catching up. We're seeing this movement towards living spaces that are more flexible, more sustainable, and more focused on community, catering to what this new generation wants.
It's pretty amazing to think about how all of this stuff is coming together. AI, blockchain, sustainability, co-living. It feels like they're creating a whole new landscape in real estate. And what really strikes me is that it's not just about using each of these technologies on their own. It's about how they all work together to create this bigger, more connected experience.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's not just about individual innovations. It's about how they all fit together.
Yeah.
They influence each other, they shape each other, and they create this kind of ecosystem where technology and sustainability and how we live are all connected. It's not just about buying or selling a property anymore. It's about creating spaces that actually make our lives better and that help build a more sustainable future.
Yeah. And it seems like propertiEZ.co.za is really right there at the forefront, actively integrating all of this into their platform. We're talking AI-powered searches, virtual tours, blockchain transactions, data analytics tools. They're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in real estate.
Yeah, they're definitely leading the way. And what I find really impressive is that they're not just using this technology, they're also educating people and giving them the power to use it too. They're building a community where people can learn, connect, and make smarter decisions about real estate.
It sounds like they're not just keeping up with the changes, they're actually shaping the future of real estate. And, for our listener who's obviously interested in staying ahead of the curve, I think propertiEZ.co.za is a really great place to start. They can see all of these innovations and how they're changing the industry.
I agree. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or just learn more, propertiEZ.co.za is definitely worth checking out.
Well, I think we've given our listener a lot to think about today. Smart homes, blockchain, VR tours, data-driven investments. The world of real estate is changing in a big way. It's exciting, it's a little bit daunting, but it's something we should all be paying attention to.
Absolutely. And the most important thing to remember is that knowledge is power. The more you understand these trends, the better prepared you'll be to navigate this new world of real estate and to make decisions that are right for you.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the future of real estate, I want to leave you with this thought. Imagine a world where your home knows what you need, where buying and selling property is safe and easy, and where you make investment decisions based on real insights. That future is closer than you might think.
And the exciting part is that we can all be a part of shaping that future by embracing innovation, prioritizing sustainability, and staying informed about the latest developments. We can create a real estate world that works for everyone.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world of real estate.